separately. I'll take yellow color. Characteristics of a good classification. Just a day or two back, one of my students was asking, so why do you use white and yellow color most of the times? The simple answer to this is that for uploading these videos, we have to reduce the quality, and for reducing, when we reduce the quality, there are a few colors who show much vibrance, such as red. The pixels come out very shabbily, very badly. That's why these two colors stay, because yellow has a large family, white is in any way white in itself. So that is why I'm using these two colors only. So characteristics of good classification are, just say about it, comprehensiveness. So comprehensiveness means when you classify the data particularly, it becomes comprehensive. That means you are able to draw your perfect conclusions. It is applicable in many ways. So the field, the scope of that data increases really very high. That is what is comprehensiveness. Number second is clarity. It is, of course, second character of good classification. You must have clarity. What you are doing, what you are saying, what you are talking. If you are not clear, what you will make others understand? It is obvious, na? When I am clear about the concepts, then I am able to teach. If I am myself not able to understand a particular thing, how I will be able to teach it to the others? That is what clarity means. For good classification, it must have a character of clarity. Number three, the most important, is homogeneity. Homogeneity, last chapter we were talking about it, that the data should pertain to the same field of inquiry. It is not that I am talking about the sale of right chappal and left shoe, juta. It's not like that. The sale of umbrella and the sale of ice cream. So the data must be homogeneous. If it is about literacy, it must be male literacy, female literacy, so on and so forth. The homogeneity must be there in the data. The universe you are using, the things you are taking must be inquired about the same thing, or the sample. Even if you are taking a sample out of it, there must be homogeneity of the data. Number fourth, suitability. Your data must be suitable enough to the field of your inquiry. It's not that I have been asked to clear or inquire about the weight of students, and I go there with a measuring scale and I am measuring their heights. So heights must, okay, it is a quantitative classification, but what I have been asked is weight. I have been asked to confirm about the weight. Maybe we have to make a lift, and lift will carry a weight. So that lift will be built on the basis, on the dimensions, on the characteristics of weight. So height will be of no use there. It is obvious that average height of the people here is 6 and 6 point something. So we'll make it 7 feet. That is not an issue. Issue is how much weight it can carry from the ground floor to the top floor. The fifth one is stability. Okay, there must be a factor of stability in your data. It's not that you inquired about something early in the morning and late in the evening it is changed completely. So the field of inquiry will be such and such there. So your data must be stable enough to help you to understand a particular problem. And elasticity is the last. Elasticity is, it must be elastic, or elasticity must be its characteristic. that it must be stretched enough to fit in different categories, different criterias, and must be able to go through different tests and all, because test is an important element in statistics. We test each and every data before we put it into the use. So it must be elastic enough to be with different things you are going to do with your data. After understanding all this very things, we have reached to a level where we can talk of the higher things now. Higher things in the sense that in organization of data, what we basically organize, what we basically use. So this topic will be like understanding a few elements. First and foremost, I'll talk of the concept of variable. Okay, variable, a characteristic or phenomena, okay, which is capable of being measured and which can or which is able to change its value over time. It is a characteristic. Variable is a characteristic or a phenomena. Anything which you can measure and is changing over a period of time is called a variable. I'll write the definition for you people, like a characteristic or a phenomenon which is capable of being measured and change its value over time is called a variable. Okay, I have been using this very word variable, variable x, variable y. So these are the things what we basically what we consider or what we take into consideration. This variable may be of different types. It may be a discrete variable. Okay, what is a discrete variable? A discrete variable or discrete variables are those variables that increase in jumps or in complete numbers. So that means no fraction is possible over there. Okay, I'll write for you people the definition of discrete variables. I'll give an example for it as well. Are those variables that increase in jumps or in complete numbers. I'll write it. No fraction is possible. Okay, so we don't take fractions in it. For example, number of students in a class. Very good, this will serve. Number of students in a class. Can you say that class 11th C2 has 3.5 students, 35.4 students, 10.9 students? No, we cannot. Number of cars in a showroom. Okay, number of cars in a showroom. Can we say? So how will take? We take it as 1, 2, 10, 15 or 20 whatsoever, but it must be a complete number. Second thing is the second part, the second type of variable is called as, first is discrete, second is continuous. Okay, continuous variable. You see that I gave you people an example just a few or 10-15 minutes back, which was talking about in the classification of data on the basis of chronological classification, where I divided the students on the basis of their weight, and I put the weight in categories like 30 to 40 kgs, 50 to 60 kgs, 70 to 80 kgs, 90 to 100 kgs, so on and so forth. That is what is continuous. I said that we will be using it. That is what is called as a continuous variable. Okay, when you give a class a particular range to your data, so how we will define it? We will define it as variables, continuous variables that assume a range. Okay, when I am saying range, 10 to 20 has got a range from 10 to 20. Okay, a range of values. So that means in 10 to 20 there is 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 itself may be if we are using it in that very sense, but there is a range of values, or increase not in jumps, or increase not in jumps takes place. But continuously, let me write it, but continuously or in a fraction are called continuous variables. For example, what we had our example used as height of the boys, height of the boys. So when I talk of height of the boys, let us say 5 feet 1 inch, 5 feet 3 inch, and so on. Okay, so marks in a range of, or we can divide this height 4 feet to 5 feet, one category, 5 feet to 6 feet, one category, 6 and above, other category. Or marks in a range of 0 to 10, who have scored 0 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20 if the exam is out of 20 only. Okay, this is how we work with the things. This is how the things happen. This is what a continuous variable means. So after understanding continuous variable and discrete variable, we will talk of one more term which is called as series or statistical series. What do you mean by stat? These are the words which we are going to use. That's why it's important for you people to understand. Statistical series, okay, is nothing but systematic arrangement of statistical data. Got it? Data, we have been using one more word. I'll use it here. That is raw data. You must know what raw data is. This was statistical series. Raw data, data collected in original or crude. This is one more word for, are called raw data. One word is remaining, that is this word, series. What is a series? You must know it. Arranging of raw data. I cannot leave any stone, even pebble unturned, because anything may be asked and you have to use each and everything. You must understand each and every word we use. This is statistics. This is the language of the subject which you are learning. Okay, arranging of raw data in different classes. Maybe according to a given order. That order may be anything, or you can say it is also called as sequence. That is called series. So here we will complete it. What do I mean by series? Arranging, sorry, I'll use some other color. Arranging raw data in different classes according to given order or sequence. That order may be on the basis of classification. What it is? Exactly, starting with chronological was second. Pressure mind. Remember what I am talking. Okay, so the classification done just a few minutes back. That is what we mean by sequence and order. Geographic classification, chronological classification, alphabetic classification, quantitative classification, qualitative classification. It can be an order. This order can also serve our purpose. Now we have some raw data into series. When we have some raw data, this raw data, it is converted into a meaningful series. So let us take this series into consideration, and this series will be defined further like